feel your pain.
Yeah.
My nigga, we gotta change. This for the cane, this for the cane.
It's safe to say we curse today, trying to find another way, but all they do is take away. Trying to pray the fake away while trying to find a safer way. Eat so we can face to face. Please, Lord, save the day, cause everybody at my job always got some shit to say. You might think this shit is crazy, but I deal with this every day. Knowing that we paved the way, I had it up to here today. Listen to the shit to say, make me wanna catch this case or even let they face away. But I know what them scriptures say. We gon' wait on judgment day, thinking it ain't coming, thinking the Lord bluffing. Waiting on the day it's gonna be hotter than the oven, though they treat me like a slave. Wanna see me in the grave, hate to see a nigga brave, hate to see a nigga brave. It's hard at my job, but I'll be too wide, knowing that this cracker's gon' get it no problem. It's hard at my job, but I'll be too wide, knowing that this cracker's gon' get it no problem.
Wake your game up, my nigga. Ain't no time for this shit. I know you sitting back thinking that life is a bitch. Yes, my nigga, I understand. My nigga, I feel your pain. My nigga, we gotta change. This for the cane, this for the cane.
Yo, man, check this shit out, man. Check this out. Out there just like you out there in the street, man. The street. You know what I'm saying? It's for our people out here, man. Yeah. Waking you up from the grave, man. It's 1969. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American, Indian. Check me out, though. Dead man walking. Bullet shots unguided. Same poverty, different hood, yet we divided. Bang coats like pirates. Inside I'm a riot. Mind frame library, so I'ma keep quiet. I'm about to explode from the impact of this pressure. Slay fire breathing dragons as I march the desert. Walk with no sight, your faith will measure. Diamonds made from rock, now that's our body treasure. Born in oppression, forced to maintain. Yoked the iron to wrapped in them prison chains. Animal instincts when niggas is caged. Resorting to violence, here's a plate of my rage. Action without a cause, you living with no life. Killing demons while it's great so you can get right. You say you want the kingdom, you gon' have to fight. Tunnel vision, one west, Lord, I see the light. Truth in my veins, as I slide on my shades. War scarf, shoulda David hanging from my chain. The world say we strange, teach you how to change.
Yeah, there we go. What's up, clap it up. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood class, we gonna get it in. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out on 1 West 158th, 25th Street up there in Harlem, New York. We're all under Commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, we've been putting out the truth, man. That blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are the true Jews of the Bible. And our oppressor, of course, is the devil. Look, and one thing I want to speak about real quick before we get into brotherhood was that killing, and I believe it was Texas, where the white officer came up to the car, surprised the young man, opened the door, and just started unloading on him, just started shooting him, man. Just bow, bow, bow. I believe the young man is in a hospital right now, and with major organ damage. I can't pull it up on the screen, but I'm gonna try to pull it up. Give me 1 second. And just started shooting the brother, man. You know what I'm saying? The brother's in the hospital right now, fighting for his life. And yeah, this was a San Antonio officer. He was fired after shooting the teen. And what's so striking about this murder, and the brother's name was Eric Cantu, 17. And he fighting for his life right now. He in a hospital, man, with major organ damage. And this was a San Antonio police officer. He's actually still in his probationary period. But now he's fired after doing this. after shooting this young man, 17 years old. He's in the car with his girlfriend, I believe. The officer, you see the officer at McDonald's, he calls for backup. He says, I think this is a car that evaded me a day before, I think, or a couple of days or something before. He says, I think this is the car. Then you see him go up to the car, surprise the young man, just open the door and say, get out the car. Bam, 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 bam. Just start shooting. The young man tried to drive away, put his head down. I think he drives like a block, and then he collapsed with his girlfriend in the car. And the thing is, the car is driving away, and he's still firing. And what that tells me is that this officer, he wanted to kill one of us. He's still in his probationary period, meaning he just got on the job. You know what I'm saying? This is enthusiasm at its highest. This is, I cannot wait for one of these Israelites to do something where I get to kill him. But what happened was he didn't follow policy. That's what he was fired for. He has yet to be charged. And when you see the video, it is absolutely horrific. I mean, he just starts shooting and doesn't stop. Bam, 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 bam. Shots fired, shots fired. Bam, 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 bam. Still shooting as the car is going away. Police officers aren't even supposed to shoot at moving cars unless their life or somebody else's life is in danger. Young man didn't have a weapon, didn't have nothing. He just blew him away with enthusiasm. Like, the more we say, stop killing us, the more they kill us. The angrier they become at the mere thought of having to be restrained about killing us. At the mere thought of it, it makes them angry. That they have to restrain themselves, these criminals, restrain from this. You know, the reason why this police violence and this culture has gone on so long in this country is because that's what our oppressor wants. Like people always say, as soon as something like this happens, they're there to protect and serve us. No, they're not there to protect and serve us. That's just the message up front. That's just we're not even a part of the Constitution. I mean, we've gone over this 1,000 times. We're not even a part of the all men are created equal. We were never meant to be a part of that. And especially that police officer on the street. He can read my rights 1,000 times. I know that I have no rights in his eyes. I know that I don't, which is why if I get stopped, I just be quiet. If I'm driving, here's my license, because he wants an altercation. He wants me to do something where he can be justified in using force, and it doesn't take much. It doesn't. They're always going to side on the side of the police officer. But when you get things like this, and like with George Floyd and other things, that's so egregious. I mean, if it was anybody else, they would already be locked up. I mean, if you look at the video, it's just cold-blooded murder. It's no other way to put it. Which is why brotherhood is so important. Which is why it makes it so much easier for them to destroy individual lives, because we're not united and a part of a community where everybody's going to feel invested enough to come out and do something about it. You see, because of the love we have for each other, we get angry And it lasts for a couple of days. And then the burdens of life kick back in. The oppression kick back in. And we got to go to work. My daughter got to eat. My son got to have shoes. That brother did, yeah, but, you know, I got to go make a living. You know, it's endless. And it's endless. And which is why the Lord gave us rules to brotherhood. Every other race of people do not have to have rules about coming together, sticking together, and fighting their common enemy. They don't have to have rules. We do. Because so many times and in so many slaveries, we'll side with the oppressor against our brother. Or in some cases, we'll even wish harm on our brother. And not even wanting what he got, but just not wanting him to have it. You understand? These are things that, and a lot of brothers talk about it, that are common with Stockholm Syndrome, which is when you start identifying with the people who are actually oppressing you. We going get some of this in the Bible too. Oh, go ahead. We one body, yes. Come on. We have to be told these things. We have to be told these things to remind us of our bond. Our bond that we have for each other is spiritual, and we can feel it. But a lot of times we can't touch it because of the burdens that we have to bear, the curses that we have to endure, the oppression and the exploitation that we have to endure, man. Give me Mark 12 and 31. Yeah, Mark 12 and 31. Let me know when you got it. We got to be reminded that we got to come together for common causes to save our very lives. Go ahead, brother.
Mark 12, verse 31. And the second is like, namely this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Hey, look, when it's talking about thy neighbor, I know a lot of times we look at this and say, our neighbor is talking about everybody, or I live in a diverse neighborhood. This is not what this is talking about. This is talking about your flesh, your people. You understand? Because every race of people come together by common interests. That brother that is my neighbor, he's going through the same oppression I'm going through. He's dealing with the same exploitation, the same vicious and vile hatred against us. You understand? The same all black men look alike. All black men must be accosted. You know what I'm saying? Stop and frisk, mass incarceration. You know, you don't want your children to get involved with this violence. He has the same conversation with his son as I had with my son about being stopped by the police. You understand? About not losing your temper. You understand? About cooperating with this police officer because he wants to murder you. White folks don't have a conversation with their children about these things. They don't. Chinese folks do not have a conversation with their children about these things because it is understood that the police are there to protect them against mainly us. So whether you are committing a crime or not committing a crime is not the point to a police officer. We got to understand, these are conversations we have to have. These are conversations over life and death. You understand? That police officer does not care if you have committed a crime or not. That is not the point. The point is to terrorize you and keep you in your place so that you don't commit crimes here. Oh, they want you to be a criminal. You understand? Our oppressor has created a $1 trillion conglomerate business model off of mass incarceration. They need more of us to go to prison. Nobody wants to stop you from being a gangster and a drug dealer, brother. Nobody wants you to stop you from being that. They actually make money. Their children get to be correctional officers and doctors in those facilities. They get to build those facilities to have good jobs, good benefits, good contracts. They get to have a life and make money because we don't love our neighbor. We vex our neighbor. He's going through the same thing that we're going through, and then we vex him all the same, as if what he's dealing with in life ain't enough. Like we still got to bring him down a peg. You understand? He parked in my parking space in front of my house. F that nigga. He did the F that, you know what I'm saying? He did that. The scriptures are telling us what to do when he parked in our parking spot, when he stepped on our feet, when he spray something in our bushes that kill our flowers or something. You understand? When he's a loud neighbor. Scriptures tell us what to do when these things happen. Read that again.
Mark chapter 12, verse 31. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than this.
Good night. Just how you treat that brother the same way you would like to be treated, man. You understand? If you parking in front of his house and you know his wife got to come home and she need a parking space, park a little further down and walk up, man. What the hell? What the hell? Be a good neighbor. Treat him like you want to be treated. Treat him like you want to be respected. You understand? Open the door for a brother. Open the door for a sister. You know, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. You understand? They a little older than you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Sure. I'll take your groceries over there. I'll help you out. $1, sure. I've seen brothers. They will pass up squeegee boys, but see an oppressor out there that's down on his luck. Here's $5. Here's $10. What that comes from is you can't stand to see these people that, like, in your mind, they're not supposed to be that. But it's okay if our people suffer. But they're not supposed to be that. Look, we grow up and come up in neighborhoods that we don't benefit from. Like, I can't have a business in my neighborhood that I grew up in, that I've been in for 50 years. I can't have a business in that neighborhood. But a Chinese person from some third world country on the other side of the earth, he can come in my neighborhood and have a prosperous business. He don't even have to understand the language. He don't. It's that our oppressors have given him a way to survive in this country. Everybody knows if you don't have some privilege, that you will fall into criminality, corruption, and you will not survive in this country for long. Everybody that comes to this country, even the Afghanis that just came over here, get an automatic credit score. They're able to be trained for certain jobs, and they have certain industries where they can own businesses, small, medium, large, and they can prosper along with their families, while those opportunities a lot of times are beyond our reach. And this is calculated. And the only way to survive against that is what they're telling us in the scriptures about your neighbor, about treating your neighbor. You allow your neighbor, you treat your neighbor well, and when he's in decline, when he's in decay, you help him live so that he can help you live, so that we can have a community. This is what the scriptures are talking about, man. Look, petitioning to this government and begging and buck dancing and sliding backwards and bowing down and kissing booty is not going to get us anywhere. It's actually completely in vain to continue to vote, continue to beg, continue to ask these people to stop murdering us. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop mass incarcerating us and exploiting us. Took them 400 years to get it right through trial and error. Shit, they've broken down our psychology down to a microcosm, man. Shit. They've broken us down psychologically. They know that we respond to music. That's why all our music now is gangster music. I remember we used to have political music, love music, every kind of music, prep music, everything is gangster rap now. Even if they're singing, it's gangster rap. They're singing about murdering. It's gonna be a murder. Singing about murder, man. About killing, about killing and drilling. You know what I mean? Killing and drilling then took over being with your woman and making love. Then took over love. Drilling and killing. It's something special about it. Something that resonates with us. Because they've taken the music and they've acclimated us into the violence through the beats and the vibe and the sound of the music. They acclimate us young to be violent towards each other, man. And it works. Who do you think killed R&B? Who do you think killed love ballads and love rap and shit? LL Cool J, well, I need love. We had all kinds of rap, man. All kinds of things you could vibe with and get into. The privatized prison systems paid the music industry, man, to do that. So they broken down our psychology, man, and they know exactly what stimulates us, how we'll react to certain situations, what we'll do. I mean, the CIA was able to turn the Crips, who was about uplifting their neighborhood and providing medical assistance and food to the people in our neighborhoods, to bloodthirsty murderers, man. These people know how to work us. This is why we gotta flush that programming out of our minds and get into these scriptures, man. Was it anything else on that one? All right, let's get Matthew 5:22, and go a little bit deeper in this brotherhood, man, because we need each other, brother. It ain't this. I'm talking about life and death. Ain't nobody talking about a goddamn fuzzy feeling in your stomach and feeling good about another brother. You ain't got to feel good about the brother, but don't take his life. You understand? You ain't even got to like the brother, but you do got to respect him. You do got to find common ground with the brother, because it's the only way we can live. We can't join their community as much as we've been trying and want to, and it's not going to happen. You're going to be the first to be lynched. They will make a goddamn, what do you call it? Example out of your black behind, man. String you up like they used to do brothers in the past. You know, they would string families up and leave them hanging from popple trees right on the path where children go to school to terrorize them. They make an example out of your black behind, man. Like they did that brother Jonathan Price. Jonathan Price loved the police. He was a White Lives Matter brother. You understand? He was a conservative brother. But one day, you know, I think he was drinking a little bit out at a gas station, and a police came and he found out what them police was really about. But it cost him his life. Police said, oh, he was going for my taser. Shot him with his service weapon. Police got arrested, but the police was just acquitted. I think it was yesterday. Nobody even made a fuss about that case. The police officer was acquitted, and they didn't even release the video until after he was acquitted. That's how nasty this society is to us. And we still will not take these scriptures seriously. You got that, brother?
Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment.
Hey, look. Get a hold of your goddamn attitude and your emotions, black man. Get a hold of that, man. A small slight is not the end of the world, is not disrespect to the point where you got to hurt or kill a brother, man. It's not. Stop acting like a female with these female feelings, man. And this street code nonsense, man. All it takes sometimes is for me and you to have a conversation, so we know I wasn't trying to slight you, brother. You know that you can have, you know, me and you can experience the same exact thing, but have two different opinions about it. We can go through the same exact situation and see things completely different. So a lot of times The disrespect you talking about ain't really disrespect. It's your little feminine feelings, man. Go ahead, brother.
And whosoever shall say to his brother,
Rakah.
Rakah.
Look, if you can't listen to your brother and understand his side, bring and have some type of culpability in the situation. I mean, we got to look at ourselves, man. If you condemn that brother outright, you might meet that fire, man. You understand? Sometimes the Lord won't strike you down right then, but some nasty things can happen, man. Especially when you do something to a man of the Lord. Man, I've seen people, since I've been in this truth, people that did something cruddy to somebody and then died, man. Not long after. Or then had something real bad happen to them. Because either you can't find it in your heart to forgive another brother, or you was wrong from the outset. But you just got a little feminine attitude. Go ahead, brother.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council.
In danger of the council, man.
But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Mm-hmm. Let me get that. Read that part again.
The whole scripture?
No, just the last part.
Well, whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Wait a minute. That's Matthew 5:22, right? Let me get that. Salakia, 1 minute, black people. Damn, you're impatient. 1 minute. What was it, 5:22? Alright, so 5:22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whosoever shall say to his brother Rakah shall be in danger of the council, but whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of the hellfire. I mean, you mock your brother. So not only do you not forgive him, but you mock him. Like he's a fool, or he's a dummy, or he's stupid. But in reality, you have to look at your culpability so you can gain a brother. And so it's all about gaining your brother and making sure that he's okay. There's rules to this, man. You just can't fly off the handle every time you feel a slight. Bro, and a lot of times, a lot of the murders and a lot of the maimings and shootings can be talked about with the right counsel. A lot of that shouldn't even be happening, man. This is happening because these young boys out here ain't getting counsel. They're not getting real counsel from real leaders, from real men that can tell them what to do about situations. The only thing they know how to do is to be violent. And a lot of times it's just impressing somebody else or try to live by some type of street code that don't exist. People tell on you, man. You be sitting in court and your best partner over there telling every god doggone thing you done, man. We gotta be smart. And the only way to stop police officers from killing and murdering us is to, one, stop doing crime altogether. But as I said, you don't have to be doing crime for police to murder you. You don't have to be. That's where brotherhood comes into play. because they know if I do this, then this is going to happen. These people are going to come together. We come together in spurts. We don't know how to fully express it. A lot of times it comes out in violence because we're not listening to, number one, the right leaders, and number two, the scriptures. Excuse me, number one, the scriptures, and number two, the right leaders. All right, and all right, get me Matthew 25 and 40. All right. Wait a minute. Yeah, go ahead.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 40.
And what color are the letters?
They're in red, sir.
All right, go ahead.
And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
When you do something cruddy to a brother, man, you lie to a brother, lie on a brother, do something that you know is down low, man. You done it to Christ, man. I'll tell you why. You can't even love that brother that's standing next to you, that's dealing with those same oppressions that you dealing with, man. The same poverty, the same curses. If you can't stand with him, how you gonna stand with Christ, with the Lord? I got a personal relationship with God. Man, get out my face. I ain't even talking to you. Don't sound right, brother. And it ain't right. You can't love the Most High. You can't love Christ when you treating your brother in a derogatory way. If you treating your brother disrespectfully, if you won't forgive your brother, Christ forgave you. You should already be dead. I know, because I should be. You understand? You allowed me that time, that grace period, to change things, to flip things. Allowed me that grace period to find love for my brethren, to find love for my people. You understand? Some kind of love and endearment for my people. To even make a vow to love my people and to go out here on these streets and tell my people the truth, regardless of the cost. That's an oath that we all take in the UPK, to take care of this people, man, to do what's right, to do what's just. You understand? It's not an easy thing, man. It's very easy to lie to people. We could be out here like Creflo Dollar and Al Sharpton and all the great preachers, and talk to you about prosperity and sowing, and you got to sow. You sow some money, you put some money in, you get a lot out. The Lord gonna bless you. We can do that. We could do that. It wouldn't be righteous. It would be wrong. You understand? That's not loving your people. That's exploiting your people. That's taking advantage of your people, just like every other race of people do. And you worse than a Klan. Filling up your coffers with grandma Social Security money. She on a fixed income, ain't got a pot of piss to her name, and nobody with her to take care of her, and you taking her last bit of Social Security. She can't even pay for a blood pressure pill. That's not loving your people, man. That's exploiting your people like the oppressor do, because the oppressor is your father. And that's why Christ talked about your father, the devil. He was talking about the Romans when he was digging into the Pharisees, man, and the Sadducees. You understand? Because they were doing the bidding of their father, the devil, who are the Romans. See, at the time of Christ, it looked a lot like it does today in America. Jerusalem was a province of Rome. It would have looked a lot like Baltimore, where you had the Roman centurions. They would have been white. They would have been brutal. They would have been collecting taxes. You understand? They would have been shoving you around for trespassing. They would have been asking you for your papers, asking you where you from. You understand? Investigating you for criminal behavior that hasn't been reported, nobody has even seen. I'm investigating you to see if you did something. It would have looked like Baltimore looks, where you have a police officer. You know, you would have also had black centurions that would have been brutalizing their own people, arresting their own people. You understand? Judea was a province of Rome. Just like Baltimore today, it would have been brutal, it would have been oppressive, and Christ would have been in a lot of danger. They didn't have cameras back then, and they didn't prosecute the police back then. You understand? Christ's life was in a lot of danger, but he had to do something amazing. And why I know that this is right? Because Christ was in a bad situation. I mean, they wanted to take his life at every turn. The Sadducees and Pharisees, they wanted to take his life because they wanted to keep their power. Because if the Romans didn't need them to keep their people in line, if Christ had all the people with him, they would lose their power and their wealth. You understand? Just like all them preachers came to prostrate themselves in front of Donald Trump when he became president, because they wanted that money to, you know, I can control black people the best. You know, if you give me this money, I can deal with black people the best. I know how to put together, you know, a program that can help them get jobs and help them do this and help them act right. We just know they accept the exploitation and oppression. I can control my people. That's why they were doing that, to get the money and the power to control through their father, the devil. Because that's how a society like this works. And without brotherhood, we don't stand a chance, man. We don't stand a chance. And to let you know that that's correct, there's another story I had read this morning about a black police officer being suspended for using the N-word. Of course a black police officer would be suspended for using the N-word. He was arresting a white suspect, and the white suspect called it was two black police officers. A white suspect was, of course, violent and rowdy, and he said to the police officer, "You a bunch of fake niggas, right?" And they said back to him, "We real niggas," and they got suspended. Of course. You know what I'm saying? They will sacrifice your black behind every time, knowing that racial slurs and things were put in place because of what people say to black people. You understand? But I'm going to suspend this black guy because he used the word, not even looking at the context. Go ahead.
They suspended him because he called himself a nigga.
Pretty much. I think I posted it, but let me read the story. I found it just so hilarious. It's just like when somebody murder a black person. All right. Hate crime bills were put in place because people were murdering black people because they're black. Basically, that's why hate crime bills, those type of things came along. Like the white guy in Buffalo who went in the store and just started gunning black people down because they're black. You understand? It rarely happens the other way around. That's very rare for a black man to go and murder somebody just because they're white. It rarely happens. All right, but these hate crimes were put in place to help black people, to get people to stop murdering black people because they're black. All right? But you see how the hate crimes are used. And a lot of times they're used against black people. A black person that was fighting a Chinese person one time. And they were fighting. It was here in Baltimore. And the black guy was given a hate crime charge for fighting a Asian person. Just because that person was Asian, he got the hate crime charge. You understand? That's how America works. You think you're getting an edge and taking a little bit. Okay, we got a bill that's against hate crimes, and it ends up being used against black people. It's like the cop thought, we got a policy in the police, that you can't racially slur black people, but then it gets used against a black officer. Those are the type of games that they play, because as I said, they've broken down our psychology all the way down. You understand? Go ahead.
I just want to say, when you say a derogatory term, right? Meaning you using that term to like belittle them in a hateful way. And him telling him, no, we real niggas, that's not even a it's no longer, you can't even consider that a derogatory term. Like,
exactly.
You're not using it to offend him, you ain't using it to belittle him or anything. You making a statement about your disposition.
Exactly. And was suspended for it. Why? Because joining this people is actually in vain. Yeah, this is it. Black cop suspended for using N-word after white man hurled slurs at him. I just found that so incredibly funny. It's on my Polaco Press page. If anybody want to see that. But let me get... What's that? What's that scripture? Let me think of that scripture.
It's a lot. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
If they use that against him for just so basically, he got suspended for just saying the word, not using it in derogatory terms. That means
Yeah.
anybody, you got to start any officer that says it, whether they saying it to a black person or they saying it to describe, general people. Any officer that use it, they got to be suspended.
Mm-hmm. It makes that and what they did, what they did, and it's a thing like this. There, it's terrorism. It's like even though we have this policy, we're gonna use it mostly against you. It's supposed to be for you, but we're gonna use it against you. It's terrorism, man. I had this scripture that I wanted to get. Dang, I wanted that. What's that scripture? Joining them is futile and vain. Or a we're gonna get some more of this. 1 minute, I need it. Give me Lamentations 4:17. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get, because I was on that point. So when us trying to change their society so that we can melt in, trying to get them to put some laws into place so we won't be accosted violently, or we can be more comfortable in their society. This is why it'll never work, because they don't want it to work. That's why they don't want to stop the oppression. See, in order for you to change a society, you understand, you have to change the people. The people have been the same, and they've made their feelings very clear. I believe over the several centuries that we've been here. It's just that we can't see it, and we've never given up on trying to join them and be a part of them. It's okay not to be a part of them. We think they're so wonderful, and they invented everything, and they didn't. They stole everything. If you break down, especially modern day society, man, we invented a lot of things, and even the things that they invented, we had a part in it. We worked for a lot of their corporate companies. All of these applications and cell phones and different programs and security this and security that comes from a black mind. Believe me, I'm in the industry and I know. But we're always trying to join them because we think it's better joining them than joining with us. Let me get that scripture.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Look, as for us, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, as for us, our eyes have failed, meaning this: we can't see. We cannot understand these people and their intentions, even though we have the history right there in our face. Even though an officer would just open the door of a young black teenager and start shooting him in his head and in his face and in his body, while his girlfriend on the other side of the car. We can't see. After Sandra Bland, George Floyd, and 100 million other brothers that been murdered, lynched, tortured, we can't see, man. And we still trying to join the people who is saying, I don't want you to join with me. I don't want you to have the privilege that I have. I don't ever want you to get over me. We join a people that, and this is the bad part. We join a people we work and work and work and work and slave and put everything into their government and our taxes, and they ripping us off every god doggone day. And they take all the money and spend it uplifting their people. Billions of dollars to Ukraine. While a few ragtag brothers from Haiti are left naked underneath a bridge to die. Brothers from South America left to drown in the Rio Grande, man. Left in cages and raped on the border, man. But they saved their people. And the white Arabs, the Afghanistanis, they supposed to be at war with them. They supposed to be terrorists. But they get Airbnbs. But the people we love, they get to die. You see? Billions of dollars every week to Ukraine. Baltimore got squeegee boys. Why we got squeegee boys? Because they locked up all the parents, mass incarcerated them, locked them up for laundering weed, possession of weed, so they can't get jobs, fall into decay. Where you going, bro?
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Man, we went watched and watched and watched, and we prayed, and we want so bad for America to save us, man. Voting for America, praying for America, while America continues to exploit us and destroy us. They've maintained our level of poverty for centuries. With 13.5% of the population and have 1.3%, no, excuse me, under 1% of the wealth, 0.3%, even with the so-called billionaires. And even with the so-called billionaires, it never helps us. LeBron is a billionaire, so what? He spends his money in white neighborhoods. He don't live amongst us. He don't move amongst us. You know, he might send a couple of dollars here or there for this or that, but he doesn't invest in us. Other communities invest in the hood, make the money, and take it out of the hood. They don't put infrastructure in. They don't make it inviting for other people to come in. They don't provide jobs for the people in the neighborhood, the local people. They just take, and take. And that's all they ever gonna do, take. There ain't no rib joints in Little Chinatown. We ain't got no stores in their neighborhoods. They wouldn't even patronize our stores if we could get one. We couldn't even get a certification or zoning to even open a store in their neighborhoods. Ain't gonna happen. But they own all of ours. That's not a relationship, man. That's not joining somebody. That's exploitation. But we can't see it. We don't join in the prosperity of America. We're not sharing anything with America. We're the engine behind the wealth of so many millions of white folks and Chinese folks and Arabs and every other kind of folk. Read on, bro.
Oh, this is verse 18. They hunt our steps.
They hunt us, man. They hunt us. Esau's a great hunter. They hunt us, man, like fish in a barrel. It ain't even really hunting. It's like fish in a barrel, man. They have pulled the reins for so long that we murder ourselves without even thinking about it. Without even challenging the premise. Without even asking the question, why in the hell are we doing this? Why are we aborting our babies? Why am I shooting up this corner indiscriminately, man? Because it's going to make me popular in the hood. I can wear this color and become a renowned Crip when I'm in jail or dead. Go ahead, brother.
That we cannot go in our streets. Our end is dear.
You get the point, man. You get the point. We can't even go in our goddamn street. I don't even want my children going out, man. I'm serious. Even going to school. Kid got shot at Mervo. Just shot in the head, man. My kids was around the corner. Brotherhood, we need an act of God, man. The Lord left us these rules. He left us these rules so that we can join in brotherhood and connect and vibe with one another. And it don't take much because it's already there naturally. We just got to understand the rules. And with that, I'm going to bring the priest and officer up to read the close out.
This security announcements with the ISUPK out of 1 West 12th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Hunter. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in Numbers 8, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10. It means tenth in Hebrew, and it's pronounced Ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest funds. Free will offer for. There's a free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. I think we have the closing of the up-and-coming convocations, the closing of the tabernacle, right? Closing of the Feast Tabernacles. Closing of the Feast Tabernacles. Do we have any more? I think that's it. Check your social media such as ISUPK, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, or scarves. We're going to salute the teacher. Amayim Shabbat. Amayim Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabbat Atah. And this Yazi Matap. Class dismissed.
Something to follow, had loyalty, every man tried to borrow, felt pain, and a lot of sorrow, got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke, living confused, about to lose hope, cops got me on the side of the road, like a sideshow, need an antidote before I croak, now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, for this guitar smoke, rap with no cause, trying to find direction, the world got me vexed, picked up a bad liquor habit, that's a better curve from oppression.